Hello and welcome to the Mundo Pixar experience. I'm here at the towards the end of the run, Easter weekend, and we're going to go inside and see what's what. Come and join us.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Okay, so we are in. We've had to just queue in that queue back behind us over there just to get in. And we did do a VIP ticket, which gets us an exclusive lanyard. There's a lovely gift box to it. Voila. I'll open it up later. And we also get one print of a photo that we take. They've given us a QR code for that, and we scan it at the end and get it printed. And we're just waiting to go in.
Films. Yes? So I've got a challenge for you. We've hidden the ball in each of the rooms. See if you can find it. If you do manage to find it, please do not grab it or take it home with you. It's just leave it where it is. It's for everyone to enjoy, okay? And you are welcome to take as many pictures as you like, but do not touch anything inside the experience. Okay, are you ready to travel through the picture world?
Yes!
To infinity and
beyond!
Okay, let's try it again. To infinity and
beyond!
Amazing! Have a fantastic time, everyone!
So just quickly, accessibility-wise, they've got signs in at the beginning of every room with Braille and QR codes with audio description and captioning as might be applicable. And also it's fully wheelchair accessible. And there is a quiet space at the entrance. We start by entering the world of art. Look at that! So now we've entered Carl and Ellie's house, and everything in here is life-size. So just to compare, there's my hand with the savings jar. We've got the fireplace with Paradise Falls. The goggles! Cute! Oh look, there's Kevin! Kevin! And from the world of Up, we enter the world of Monsters, Inc. Collect those screams. We've got the doors. We've got the booze door over there. We've got Mike and Sully over there. Doors above us, doors below. What we got? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, is that the ball? Hey guys, how are you doing? And just like that, we've shrunk down to the size of toys to be in Andy's room. And this will just give you an idea of crowdedness level. But we've got the bank, we've got Woody over here, we've got the giant bed, the posters. He has been 3D printed.
Yeah.
Look at that, you can see the lines. Sarge. And now welcome to Sunnyside Daycare. Now, if this is the ball you're meant to find, it's probably the easiest one. But we got the toys in the boxes, the the lovely caterpillar sculptures. We've got lots of little green aliens. Elemental. Ember and Wade, do you think it's too hot in here? Because I'm feeling a bit sweaty right now. What do you think? No, nothing. What about you, Wade? No. They're staying silent on the subject. Welcome to the world of Inside Out. And over here, we've got joy, anxiety, and sadness. I love you, sadness. I love you. And now the world of France. Et ratatouille.
Where's Remy?
Où est Remy? Où est Remy?
Where is he?
Where Remy? Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me. Don't let me make you cry. Then I'll come in my arms. Dante. Un poco loco. Look at this. This floor is amazing. Now, you cannot see this on camera, but the smell in here, you feel like you're in a coastal town. It's fantastic. And we have Machiavelli, the cat. Fantastic. And check it out, we got a ball.
In the sea, enjoying your day.
What flavour is it?
It's like a raspberry sorbet and a blue raspberry.
Life is a highway. Welcome to Cars. And Flo's V8 Cafe. Hey, Lightning McQueen. Later. What fuel crisis? Now, this room is very calming. This is me. I love this. We've got Dory. And we've got Nemo. He's so cute. We found Remy! Sorry, my friends are making me laugh. So I'm going to do an unboxing when I get home. But that is it for being at the Mundo Pixar experience. And if you're wondering what Mundo is, it means world. So it's World of Pixar experience. And I'll see you when I get home to show you the stuff. Hello, I'm safely back at home from Wembley Park, which is where the Mundo Pixar experience was. So let me run through the haul of different items that we picked up. So first of all, that's something to know about Wembley Park, which is where the event takes place, is that there is a big designer outlet shopping area there. And we got there about an hour earlier than we needed to because we were allowing plenty of time for traffic. And so we had a wander around the shops while we were there. And I don't know if you're aware, but Crocs have done a partnership with Lego. And as you may know, I love a bit of Lego. And their initial partnership produced the weirdest Crocs you have ever seen in your life, because they are box shaped, like your foot was the foot of a Lego minifigure. And I can't remember how much they retailed for, but they were very expensive and also sold like instantaneously. But since then, they've released what I would describe as normal looking Crocs, but with a Lego twist to them. There's various different ones that they have. And so I was kind of hoping that they might have them on display, even if they didn't actually sell them, just so you could see them. And so I was like, oh, can we just pop into Crocs? We step in front of the big window to the Crocs store, and within seconds, I see this particular pair of Crocs. It is not the Lego Crocs. And just to give you some context, this was the bag that I was using today. I have this bag because Chip and Dale are by far my favourite overall Disney characters. I have lots of ones that I like, but Chip and Dale are, like, from childhood, my faves. And I look inside this store and I see these. Now, are these not the cutest things you have ever seen in your life if you're a Chip and Dale fan? So let me just show off the Dale one, first of all. So here he is. He's, first of all, excellent, correct configuration with the chocolate chip nose and the single tooth for Chip. And then you can see that on the side here, they've got the, have I got the right side? No, I've got the wrong side. On the outside of the shoe, they've got the acorn detail. They're fuzzy on the outside and fuzzy on the inside. And then the back of the band has a little tail. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So my friends that were with me were like, do you own a pair of Crocs? Because I feel like you do, but I've never actually seen you with them. The answer is I used to own Crocs trainers because I found them very comfortable to work in, but I have never actually owned myself a pair of Crocs. I have occasionally worn them to help other people out where they've needed to swap shoes, but I have never owned a pair of like normal Crocs myself. So this is, I mean, they're fuzzy Crocs, but still. So these are the Dale ones. So 2 teeth, red nose, gorgeous Dale. And he's got the same, he's molting a little bit here at the side, but he's got the same cute little tail at the back. And these are apparently brand new. I had no idea. And so they had a big sign saying no discounts. That was true until both me and one of my friends decided we wanted to buy them. And they went, oh, because you're getting 2 pairs, we'll give you 10% off. So I actually got them at 10% off. So these normally retail for $79.99. And then we got 10% off that. So don't expect to be able to get 10% off because there was a big sign next to them saying no discounts. But we were talking to the manager. So I guess the manager can overrule that rule. So yeah. Oh, I love them. I can't do this with the camera properly. I love them so much. They're fabulous. So that was not purchased at the event, but was a purchase that I made like immediately prior to the event. And bless my friend, he ran up to the car with them so we didn't have to carry them around. So super grateful to Matt for that. So then once you've gone through all the exhibition, you enter the shop. I've got a couple of clips of the shop, but it's not easy to film because there's kids. And here's my assessment of the merchandise. The merchandise was all gorgeous. They had some really cool art on some of the merchandise. But even for Disney merch, I thought it was quite expensive, the vast majority of it. So like the tote bags that were gorgeous were £20. But there was the odd item that I didn't think was overpriced compared to Disney prices. Now, as you have probably recognised, although I'm not wearing one right now because I took mine off from earlier, I do love a hat. I can't help it. I love a hat. And I only really saw one hat in there, and that was this one, which is Rusty's from Cars. So that is literally the only detail on it. Otherwise, it's all black. It's got Velcro thing on the back. It is adult sized as well, because a lot of the stuff in there was definitely either kid sized or sized towards smaller adults. And I don't know if that's just because they'd run out of stock or what, but like none of the t-shirts would have been right for me. I think the largest t-shirt we saw was an XL, and that was only in 2 of the designs. The vast majority of the t-shirts we saw were smalls, very few mediums, larges, or XLs in anything. So yeah, that is the hat. And yeah, so my friend today she saw me come out of the house and I'm wearing my Princess and the Frog t-shirt, and she was like, "That's a lovely t-shirt, but no Pixar." And I went, I only actually own one Pixar t-shirt, and I got it the year I did my first college program. And it is a black t-shirt. I don't know if they still sell it or not. I'm sure somewhere probably still has something very similar. But it's a black t-shirt with, in white writing, Pixar Animation Studios on it. And that's literally all it says. And that is literally the only Pixar clothing of any description that I own. So I was like, the great thing about this hat is, although I'm not the world's biggest Cars fan, I do appreciate it. And I was like, it's subtle Cars. So I'm liking that. And I love a black hat as well. They go with everything. And like, yeah. Now that hat was, let's check. That hat was $19.95, which I think is on par generally with what Disney hats cost. The Disney hats that are more expensive are the ones like this one, which I've had for quite a while. That's why there's like marks on it. This is a Nike one, and because it's Nike branded, they are a bit more expensive than that. But I thought that one was really nice. It's really soft material as well. Not dissimilar to the way the Nike material feels. Not quite the same, but very similar. So yeah, I got that. So then they had these little like coin purse things, and these were $12.95 each, which is definitely overpriced for what they are. But I do love them, and I don't use them for coins. I use them for meds. Because I have to carry certain medications around with me, and they are the perfect size for like a strip of paracetamol or whatever, you know? So yeah, I like using them for that purpose. And also, if you're ever in the parks and you don't want to wear a pin lanyard, you can put a couple of pins in them as well. So the first one I got is Rex. There he is. And on the back, it has the Toy Story branding. But I love dinosaurs, and Rex is by far my favourite character from Toy Story. I'm not a huge Toy Story fan. I know, don't shoot me for that. But I do love Rex. I love T-Rexes. They're amazing. Meet the Robinsons. Why aren't you seizing the boy? I got a big head and little arms. Sorry, I love it. And then the second one I got, which my friend had asked me before we went in, what are your favourite Pixar movies? And I went, Brave, WALL-E, and what was the other one? I said, it was something you don't necessarily think of as being Pixar. that was more recent. No, I'm blanking slightly. But yeah, this one's Wally. Love it. And I couldn't decide between them. And I went, which one should I get, guys? And they went, and one of them went, I don't know, both. And I was like, okay. Disney adults are such bad influences on each other, honestly. Anywho, so that was my shopping bit. They had, as I say, they had some really cute stuff with some really cute art, but it was all like even more expensive than normal Disney stuff is. So one does have to limit it somewhere. When we were booking the tickets, my friend messaged me and said, because she was doing the ticket booking, and said, there's a VIP ticket that gets you like a lanyard and some other stuff and whatever. Did you want to do that? And so I was like, okay. And so when we, after we'd kind of, so when you go in, you do security, which obviously I didn't film. Then you queue to basically, for them to check your tickets. And just for the record, there was no, I was wearing my sunflower lanyard. There is no obvious, like shorter version of the queue. It wasn't too long. It was maybe 5-10 minutes. But it's just worth knowing, because obviously if you do have challenges queuing, there is no shortcut through that queue. So just something to be aware of. But when you get to where they're checking your tickets, they saw that we had a VIP ticket and then they gave us the relevant things. So this is what they handed me at that point. So the first thing they handed me was, hang on, position my fingers correctly. This card, which is a premium photo pass card. So after you've picked up your tickets, the first thing they do is take a picture of you. And they can take them as individuals, can take them as a group, whatever it is you want to do. This is the back of the card, by the way. And basically, because you've got that premium card, it entitles you to one free print of one photo. So if you had 3 VIP tickets, you could have 3 photo prints. If you just have the one between you, then you just get the one print. And so we did that. And it's of that group photo. And then they put that group photo onto different Pixar-related backgrounds. So I think there was a Toy Story one. There was an Inside Out one. There was an Up one. And then there was a Cars one. And I will show you that picture shortly. And then they also handed me this, which I think I showed you earlier, this lovely box. This is the back of it. You can see it's sealed there. So in a second, I'm going to pause the camera to unseal the box so that I can then, you will be seeing it the same time that I see it for the first time. But I don't know if you can see it properly. See it? The Luxo lamp picture on the box. So it's actually a really nice box that they've put this stuff in. Respect to them for doing that, because sometimes they just hand you the items individually at these things. And do that. I'm going to show you the photo first and then we'll go through what's in the box. But those are the things that they handed us. Unfortunately, no bag. And because I'd gone for a minimal bag, we then had to carry that around, which is annoying, but you know, it is what it is. But we couldn't get a bag until we'd gone through the shop at the end. But this is the lovely photo print. So it came in this lovely folder. And this was the photo of the 3 of us. And I chose the Cars background. And again, I don't normally, like, if you had said to me, which is your favourite, Cars would not be anywhere near the top of my favourites list. But the thing about when they do blue screen photos is sometimes if you're on a lighter background, it's very, very obvious that you've been blue screened on. And I'm not saying it isn't obvious that we've been blue screened on in this picture. But what I would say is because it's on the darker colours, it was the one where it looked the least obvious. And I just like the colouring on it. Like, I thought it was a nice image. And because of the positioning of us in the image, I just thought it was the best looking one. So I went for that. Some of the other ones, they tried to put a center and then we looked off center and it just didn't quite line up properly. So I'm going to pause the camera while I break the seal on this box and then we'll have a look at what's in the box together. Okay, I've opened the box. So what I'm going to do is first of all, turn the camera around so you can see, because on the lid, on the inside, you can see they've actually put what's in the box. So I think it's a nice clear picture of everything. So let me turn this around and show you. So here you go, the Mundo Pixar Journey Kit. Created especially for Pixar fans who want to go beyond the exhibition. This special edition box is both your companion during the experience and a tangible reminder of the stories you've explored. Oh, lovely. So you've got the VIP pass. Don't know exactly what that does for you. The A6 Journey notebook, and then the sketch pencil. Can I hear an ooh? Can I hear an ah? So let's have a look at these different items now. So they're all in the box, and this is the way it's been presented, like that. So I find it funny because they've got this VIP pass, but you didn't actually get anything overly VIP. So it's got this piece of card and a lanyard that just kind of has Mundo World of Pixar on it. Put that down. Then we've got the lovely notebook. So this is the size of the notebook. You can see compared to my pen, it's got all the lovely little sketches of different characters. Is this prompting me to think of what Pixar film I was saying was the other one I liked? No. And just for the record, the pages in it are blank, they're not lined. So that's that. Pop that back in. Very nice. Now, I will say they sold pens, they sold notebooks, but I didn't see any of these items for sale in the shop exactly as is. So if there is one of these items you like, the only way to get it is to have that VIP ticket. So this is going to crack me up. So remember how it said that you can sketch things in your notebook as you go around the exhibition? They haven't sharpened the pencil, so you can't write with it. I don't know if you can see that properly. But this is literally just a pencil. And then, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if it's going to focus properly on it. But it says Mundo Pixar Experience in little writing on there. So not the world's most exciting pencil that's ever existed. Now, as it happens, when the Disney 100 experience came to town a couple of years ago, that was at the Excel Centre in London, which is literally on the opposite side of London. They did a VIP ticket for that, which was not dissimilar. You got a special lanyard, you got a special thing. Now, that was not in a presentation box. So I have to say, presentation box, very cute touch. Although what I would say is if you present me with something in a sealed presentation box, I'm probably not going to open it at the experience. Probably going to open it after, which makes a VIP lanyard a bit kind of pointless. I mean, it's a nice souvenir, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit weird. Disney 100, you got a special lanyard and various other bits. I think there was a pin, there were all different bits. That they gave to you in a bag, which much better for carrying around. But also if you had wanted anything, like we wore the lanyards the whole way around. I can't remember if it actually got us anything as we were going round other than just street cred, you know. But it's a cute little souvenir. But if you don't get it, you're not massively missing out on anything. I think the other thing the VIP pass did at Disney 100 is we got express entry or something. That got us no express entry or anything like that. So it's a bit of an odd one. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really cute. I think it's really well presented. But do I necessarily think it's worth the extra money? Only if you desperately want one of those items. I do love having lanyards from different events. So for me, that's a nice souvenir to have. Because I've still got my one from like Star Wars Celebration and stuff and what have you. But yeah, just worth being aware of. I know this isn't around for too much longer, but it's just a little FYI. What did I think of the exhibition? So I'm going to post a few pictures of some of the photos that we were able to get while we were there, because that's definitely the only way I can describe it as a thing is it is an elongated photo opportunity with still things. So they've got 3-dimensional versions of the different characters that are, I would say, life-size. The exception to that is in Toy Story, you are being shrunk down to the size of a toy, and therefore the characters are proportionate to as if you were the size of a toy. Makes sense? So Woody isn't as tall as if you met him in the theme parks, but he is taller than if you came across the toy itself. So as for if you like a good photo, if you're like love a bit of Instagram, etc., absolutely brilliant. If you are a big fan of Disney or Pixar, again, it was really cool to go through these spaces because you felt like you had just been plunged into the films, into the world of the films. Was it overpriced for what it was? It took us about an hour to go round, by the way. 100% it's overpriced for what it is. I can't remember exactly how much the tickets were, but I think there are other things you can do for the amount of time that you're spending doing it. But it was really enjoyable. We all had a great time. Like, it's one of those things when you're in the UK, you can't always get your Disney buzz, you know, like, because to get to your nearest park, you've got to go to France. Oh, got a message. You've got to go to France. So anytime something like this comes up, it's really nice to put you like, oh, you know, get your Disney buzz. And we definitely got our Disney buzz from it. There were some really odd exceptions of things that weren't in there. So first of all, the first thing that we noticed was not there, and it was so weird, was when we went into the Ratatouille area and there was no Remy. Où est Remy? I'm going to keep saying, où est Remy? So that was really strange that Remy wasn't there, but his brother Emile was there. And none of us could quite get our head around why that was. So I would say the biggest film that had no presence at the exhibition, and yet there were pictures from it that you could see in the artwork that they had on display, like in the hallway and stuff. No Incredibles. Now, I am not the world's biggest Incredible fan. I love Edna Mode. And I love Edna Mode with Jack Jack. But otherwise, I'm not the biggest Incredibles fan. And we were like, there's no Incredibles. And we didn't realise until we'd kind of gone through it all. And then we were talking to a member of staff. And I said something like, there's no Wally, because there was no Wally. And they were like, yeah, tell me about it. And then we said, oh, what's your favourite Pixar film? And he went, The Incredibles. And that wasn't there either. And we're like, oh my goodness, The Incredibles isn't there. That's quite shocking, because that's one of the huge Pixar franchises in my head. So yeah, that was not there. Wall-E was not there. Turning Red, that's the Pixar film I was trying to think of earlier. Brave, Wall-E, Turning Red. That's what I mean, like, it just escaped. And I do genuinely love Turning Red, just because I can't remember the name of it. yeah, there was no turning red. My little four-town loving heart is like died a death that there was no turning red. I knew there was no turning red in Wally before we got there because I'd read about it to have an idea of what to expect. So I did know about those. But like, they're selling Wally merchandise. In fairness, they weren't selling any turning red merchandise, but they're selling Wally merchandise, no Wally at all, anywhere other than the merchandise. So it's just a bit of an odd one. I know they can't show everything, but it was just an odd thing to have. Anyway, my favourite bits of it, I had two. So I had two favourite bits and then a close third, like one. So my two favourite bits were Elemental, the way they did Ember, and they made it look like she was flaming and the flames were moving, and I thought that was really cool. And I absolutely loved the floor in the Coco section. Loved that. That was just, it looked so good when you were there. So yeah, that's my review of the Mundo Pixar experience at Wembley Park. But yeah, if you're in the area, definitely worth giving a check out. As I say, it only took us an hour to go through the actual exhibition. Once you entered, you couldn't go backwards through it, but you could spend as long as you wanted in each room bit. And some people were definitely spending longer in certain rooms than other rooms. Particularly popular, and I don't have a photo per se of it, was, funnily enough, a picture which involved no Disney characters whatsoever. And that was a picture with a giant red chair in the Toy Story area. It was in the Sunnydale nursery daycare thing. There's this big red chair in the corner and everyone's queuing up to get their picture with a giant red chair so that they looked toy-sized in the picture. Which, to each their own. I don't judge if that's what you want to get a picture of, but I just found it amusing that there were all of these characters you could get your picture next to, but that was the picture that was the most popular. There you go. So if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button. Huge thank you to Matt and Victoria, who are the people that went with me. You'll have occasionally seen them on camera, even though they weren't properly in the video. But they have given me permission to include them. But thank you so much, because I personally could not have gone without them. So I'm very, very grateful to them for the fact that we all got to go together. And, you know, we were all cast members together way back when. So it's always nice to have a little Disney reunion with them. And I will see you soon for potentially more adventures. At the moment, still around the UK, but we do have some adventures abroad coming up. So stay tuned for those, and I will let you into what those are later on. Bye!